I've got a new setup. Check it out. Okay, so as the title already implies, Nintendo has done something that I am not happy with. As you guys may have seen, over the past day, Nintendo has announced that they are going to be suing Palworld, the video game that came out a few months ago, the Pokemon with Guns clone, and they announced that they're going to be suing Palworld for patent infringement, not copyright infringement. So, as you may have seen, a lot of Palworld's designs people were talking about for a while. They were incredibly similar to Pokemon designs, so everyone always thought, "Oh, okay, Nintendo might come in with a lawsuit, come with that." But what we see now with it being a patent infringement, and for those who don't know, you can't patent designs. So if you're patenting something, you're patenting like gameplay mechanics and things like that. So what this is screaming is that Nintendo saw that Palworld had this awesome game, this game that, blew up. It was more of a phenomenon than any of their recent Pokemon games have been. And what this screams at to me, now obviously this is more not particularly the truth of the situation. We don't know what the truth of the situation is. But to me, what it feels like is Nintendo sees that this game is popular and that scares them. Because they made an announcement when the game first came out that, they'll be looking into the project and that they're aware it exists and stuff like that. But to be suing Palworld, not for the designs of the creatures, but for the possible gameplay mechanics, I don't even know what they could be doing with it. Like, is it the fact that there's balls that you throw out and catch people? That feels like the only thing that's like obviously Pokemon. And even then, I mean, there's still differences with it. Even then it feels completely different. To me, I don't get it. I really don't. I'm tired and frustrated with Nintendo thinking that they can control people by just throwing lawsuits at it. We see this constantly. We see it with Smash tournaments. We see it with fan games. We see it now with Palworld, which isn't even a fan game. It's a game that happened to be inspired by this. And what happens if they win? What happens if they actually win this case? What does that say about the gaming industry? What rules, what precedent will that set? That people can no longer make games that are inspired by something. Palworld does not play like Pokemon. It has similar mechanics, sure, but it's a completely different genre of game. It is a survival shooter. Well, kind of a shooter, but it's a survival, Ark Survival Evolved type game. It's not anything similar to what Pokemon is. It just happens to have, similar designs, and it happens to have the catching mechanic. But that's really the only thing that it shares. And for Nintendo to do this, it strikes me as insecure. It strikes me as terrified. And they should be. They should be terrified. Nintendo has not been putting out quality products in ages. The last big game that Nintendo has thrown out was Tears of the Kingdom. And even then, it was a $70 game that rehashed a good portion of its mechanics from the previous game. And I argue Tears of the Kingdom is a worse game than Breath of the Wild is. And that is a game that they put out almost over a year ago. The last thing that Nintendo has put out of worth has been that. And Look back to any of the Pokemon games, and they've all been dog shit. Yeah, I played Scarlet and Violet. I found some enjoyment in it, but the thing is they're terrible games. They were poorly optimized. They ran like garbage. Even now, they still run like garbage. And they're pumped full of, tutorials. They're pumped full of just shit that people don't want. And now you have someone who's like, you know what? Let's do our own thing. And people liked it. People enjoyed it because they innovated and they did something different. And I think Nintendo's scared. I think they are frightened by the fact that this game exists. And to me, it feels like they just want this game to end purely because it makes them look bad. And frankly, I'm tired of supporting them. Rumors of the Switch 2 are coming out. Rumors are saying, that's pretty much going to be the same console, but like upgraded and stuff like that. And part of me is debating if I even want to buy it. I'm tired of a company that has the potential to put out good games. A company that has the skills and the talent and the creative inspirations to put out games that we like. And in return, they treat us like dog shit. In return, they spit on opportunity. They spit on inspiration. They spit on creativity. They spit on fans enjoying their products. We see companies all the time now treating their fans, people who enjoyed their products, liked what they had. We see them spitting on their fans, the people who support them. And I'm done with it. I'm tired of supporting companies that will never, ever have my best interest in mind. That will never have the want, the need to treat their customers like customers, to treat them like people who deserve a good product, who deserve a creative product, who deserve something that isn't just pushed out to get money. Nintendo was always seen as, above all of these other developers, above the Ubisofts, the Blizzards, the EAs, because they still put out good games. But I ask, do they? Sure, we still have good games coming out, or we did. The Switch had an awesome lineup of games that actually are good, but it also had a lineup of games that were shit. Pokemon is one of Nintendo's most frustrating franchises because you have people that grew up with it, that loved the product, and they refuse to do anything new with it. And they refuse to let anyone else do anything new with it. If you're going to keep putting out the same dog shit game year after year after year, then you have no right to bitch about Palworld. You have no right to try to sue them. Because at the end of the day, they're doing what you won't. They're trying something new. Anyways, guys, I wanted to try out a bit different of a format today. I just wanted to rant about this a little bit because I'm frustrated and I'm tired. I want to have a gaming industry again that we can enjoy, a gaming industry that people are proud of. And right now, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to have supported this company. I'm ashamed to have ever been a fan of them. But anyways, that's about everything I have for today. maybe next time I make a video, it'll be a bit more happier than this one. But I think what was said needed to have been said. Anyways, I hope you all have a fantastic day, evening, or night. I'll see you, losers.